What's up, everyone? Good morning, and welcome to another episode of the JuiceBox presented by Lock City. It's Trey here with you again today, and I hope that you guys are having a great start to the week. Today is episode number 41 of the JuiceBox, and we'll be breaking down the MLB slate once again. Before we go ahead and get into it, just a quick reminder that you can join our premium tier Discord at wap.com/LockCity for just $5 per month. This gets you access to every cheat sheet every day across all active major sports, access to premium picks from all 9 of our pro cappers, and tons of sports-specific and stat-specific data points on a daily basis to help you become a better sports bettor. That's wap.com/LockCity. Get instant access for only 16 cents a day. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at yesterday's slate before we get into today's and see how the MLB broke down. The Braves lose to the Blue Jays 3-1, with Bassett picking up his second win on the year. He looked absolutely great. Spencer Strider made his debut for the Braves, and besides the big home run that he gave to Vladdy, he looked pretty solid out there on the mound, even though he picked up his first loss of the season. The Mets lose to the Twins in extras, and if you haven't seen this play on Twitter or Instagram, look it up. It was really kind of a BS call that ended up leading to their 10th run. Blown call at first base, and, well, that's baseball. Sometimes the umpires get it wrong. The Brewers win 5-1 at home over the Tigers. The Brewers are now 10-9, and the Tigers 10-8. Jose Quintana picking up his second win on the year and sitting at an ERA of .71. Very nice outing there for him. The Cardinals best the Astros 4-1. Matt's picking up his first win on the year, and Blanco dropping to 1-2 with a 6.48 ERA. The Padres beat the Cubs 4-2, continue their winning ways at home. Nick Pivetta now is 3-1 with a 1.57 ERA, and Boyd is 1-2 with a 2.01 ERA. The Nationals lose to the Pirates 6-1. Falter on the mound for the Pirates in this one, and he had his best start of the year so far. 3 base runners in his 7 innings on 2 hits and a walk, and no runs allowed. Great outing for him there. Elsewhere across the league, the Orioles beat down on the Guardians 9-1. That was a nice get-right win for my Birds. Dean Kramer was on the mound and looked solid, and the offense was really electric. Grand slam from Jackson Holliday in that one to really kind of break that game open. The Mariners beat the Reds 5-3, both teams 9-9 after that one. The D-backs take down the Marlins in Miami 6-2. Brandon Pfaadt moves to 3-1, and Meyer picks up the loss in that one. The Giants in Philadelphia take down the Phillies 11-4. Tons of offense here for the Giants. They are just red hot to start the year. And I might go out on a limb and say they are the hottest team in the league right now, or at least in the National League. They are 13-5, including a ton of big road wins against some tough teams, including a few wins here in Philadelphia as part of this series. The Red Sox are 1-0 winners in a barn burner against the Rays. Only 5 hits for each team in this one, and in the third inning, the Red Sox were able to push one across the board, and that was just enough to get them the win. The Royals lose to the Yankees in the Bronx 4-3. The Athletics picking up the win at the White Sox 3-1. The Athletics now 8-10. The White Sox 4-13 and around the bottom of the league. Beto picking up his second win on the year, and he is sitting at a 2.61 ERA. The Rangers take down the Angels 3-1. It was Patrick Corbin Day, and that was our best bet. And man, it was like Patrick Cy Corbin out there on the mound. He looked absolutely fantastic in this one. Bad read or unlucky, I'm not really sure, because I have made a lot of money over the last couple seasons fading Patrick Corbin. But he was just absolutely lights out. He ended up going 5 1/3 with 6 strikeouts and only allowing 5 hits and 1 run. Tough beat there for the JuiceBox Locks, but we'll get back onto it, get off this mini slide. We were red hot last week, and we were due for a loss or two after that little run that we had. So we'll get back in that winning column, hopefully as soon as today. Elsewhere in the nightcap, the Dodgers hang on to take down the Rockies. You would have thought the way this game was going that this might have been played in Coors Field, because the ball was absolutely flying in this one. Toglia and Moniak both homer in for the Rockies. On the Dodgers side, they put up 7 runs in the first inning, with Ohtani hitting 1, Freeman hitting 1 as well. But in the end, the Dodgers hang on for an 8-7 win in this one. So that's it for yesterday's slate, and we're about to transition to the part of the pod where we break down today's slate. I'm going to be doing that using my handy tool, Daily Sheets. Daily Sheets is a robust research tool that provides you projections and props for all major sports, including MLB, and that's what we're using today. So if you're interested in checking out Daily Sheets, go to sheet.today/MLB or look us up on social media for some of our daily cheat sheets and top props that we might be sharing out throughout the day. That is sheet.today/MLB. All right, taking a look at the game breakdowns. We got an early slate today on Thursday. 12:10 start in Miami, the Marlins hosting the Diamondbacks. The total in this one set at 8.5, and the Diamondbacks are -162 favorites. On the mound for the Diamondbacks, we have Eduardo Rodriguez and Edward Cabrera for the Marlins. Against Edward Cabrera, Corbin Carroll, Lourdes Gurriel, both have had multi-hit games in their limited time against him. Corbin Carroll is currently riding a 9-game hit streak, so he might be a spot to actually look at here for continuing that hit streak. Looks like a favorable matchup, and he is red hot. 12:35 start in Pittsburgh. The Pirates are hosting the Nats. The Pirates are -135 favorites, and the total in this game is set at 8. On the mound today, Andrew Heaney for the Pirates and Trevor Williams for the Nats. Trevor Williams has been off to a really rough start this year, 14 innings, and he is sitting at a 7.3 ERA so far. Some pretty good splits on the other side for the Pirates too against Trevor Williams. Adam Frazier, Sawinski, McCutchen, Pham all lighting up green in their history, hitting .250 or better against him lifetime. 12:40 start in Cincinnati. The Reds are -130 favorites hosting the Mariners. Total in this game is set at 8.5. And on the mound, Brady Singer going for the Reds and Emerson Hancock for the Mariners. Emerson Hancock, man, oh man, did he have a tough first outing. He has an ERA that you will not see very often of 81. My prediction is that ERA will go down today, just a little bit. I still think it's a pretty favorable matchup here for the Reds, but at the same time, there's some good history against Brady Singer for some of these bats in the Mariners lineup. Luke Raleigh, Cal Raleigh, J-Rod, Polanco, and Dylan Moore, all with some favorable splits, hitting almost 300 or better there, with a couple home runs in there for Raleigh and Polanco. A little bit later in the afternoon, 2:10 start in Chicago. The White Sox hosting the Athletics, and this has a total of 8 runs. The money line here is -162 for the Athletics. On the mound, JP Sears going for the A's and Davis Martin for the White Sox. Both pitchers off to a kind of average start in their first three starts with an ERA of exactly 4.24 for both. Looking to see which offense gets started early in this one. Looking at some streaks, Soderstrom's on a 2-game hit, 2-game run streak. JJ Bleday on a 4-game RBI streak. Might be a spot to target there, see if he can knock some in. That A's offense really seems to be potent this year. Later in the afternoon, 4:05 start in Philadelphia. The Giants wrapping up their series at the Phillies. The Phillies are -180 favorites in this one, and the total is set at 8. On the mound, Chris Sanchez for the Phillies and Jordan Hicks for the Giants. Chris Sanchez is at an ERA of 3.12 through his first 3 starts, and Jordan Hicks at a 5.87. In terms of some matchup history here, not a ton of bright spots, just a couple 1-4 or 2-4 guys, no home runs that are jumping off the board or anything like that. We do have some interesting streaks to keep an eye on. On the Philly side, Bryce Harper's on a 5-game hit and total base streak with a 2-game home run and RBI streak as well. Nick Castellanos is on a 3-game hit streak along with Alec Boehm, 3-game hit and total base streak for him. On the Giants side, Helio Ramos, 3-game hit and run streak. Willie Adames, 3-game hit streak. Matt Chapman, 3-game hit streak. Casey Schmidt, 2-game hit, 2-game total base streak. Tyler Fitzgerald, 3-game hit and total base streak. If you're trying to figure out which offense is a little bit hotter, it does seem like this is a spot to maybe back the Giants. They've just been red hot in this series. In the evening slate, things kick off in Baltimore, 6:35 start. The Orioles hosting the Guardians. The Guardians are a slight favorite in this one, -118. On the mound for the Guardians, Tanner Bibby. On the mound for the Orioles, Tomo Sugano. Sugano has kind of cleaned up his act a little bit after a rough first start, and he's sporting a 3.86 ERA. Tanner Bibby, 4.4 ERA to start the year. Some favorable splits on the Orioles side. Heston Kjerstad is 2 for 3. Gary Sanchez 3 for 6. Adley and Ryan O'Hearn and Gunnar all have a hit off of Tanner Bibby as well in their one game versus him in the past. Some streaks going on in this game. Carlos Santana, Jose Ramirez, both on hit and total base game streaks of 2 and 3 respectively. Ryan Mountcastle has been heating up as of late. He's on a 3-game hit and total base streak for the O's. Ryan O'Hearn is also on a 3-game hit streak. Been seeing the ball well, and his exit velo is really good. 6:40 start, Detroit hosting the Royals. On the mound in this one, we have Reese Olson for the Tigers and Michael Lorenzen for the Royals. The total in this game is set at 8, and the line is favoring the Tigers, the minus 148 money line. Michael Lorenzen is sporting a 3.71 ERA. Reese Olson, tough start to the year, 6.0 ERA in his 15 innings. Definitely better favorable splits for that Royals lineup versus Reese Olson. Bobby Witt, Kyle Isbell, Maikel Garcia, Michael Massey, Drew Waters, Salvi Perez, all hitting about 250 or better against him lifetime. Bobby Witt is the one that's jumping out to me here, though. He is 6 for 11 with 2 home runs and only 2 strikeouts in 13 plate appearances versus Reese Olson. And Bobby Witt, he's just been a producer this year in that Royals lineup, so he might be a spot to target if you're looking for some props there today. Tampa's hosting the Yankees. They are in Florida for this one, and in some ways this is like a extra home game for the Yankees because they're playing at their spring training park. The total here is set at 9, and the money line is even, 110 on both sides. Will Warren going for the Yankees. Taj Bradley for the Rays. Bradley's had a little bit of a better start to the year with an ERA of 3.71 in his 17 innings. Will Warren has struggled just a little bit. ERA sitting around 5. Some active streaks coming into this one. Aaron Judge is on a 5-game hit and total base streak. On the Rays side, Cameron Misner, 4-game hit and total base streak. Jake Mangum, 4-game hit total base streak as well. So some hot bats in a park that is super friendly to hitters. 7:10 start in New York. The Mets are hosting the Cardinals. Total in this one is 7.5, and the Mets are minus 142 home favorites. Andre Palente on the mound for the Cardinals and Griffin Canning for the Mets. Some good history for the Mets against Palente. They have Starling Marte, Tyrone Taylor, Pete Alonso, Francisco Lindor, all hitting 250 or better against him lifetime. So this looks like a spot for the Mets to get hot offensively, stay hot hopefully. Lindor's on a 4-game hit streak. Pete Alonso on a 3-game hit and total base streak. Jose Acuna quietly towards the bottom of the lineup, also on a 6-game hit and total base streak, and he has stolen a few bases already this year. The Rangers are hosting the Angels. 8:05 start in Texas. Total in this game is set at 9.5, and the Rangers are minus 155 favorites. On the mound for the Angels, Jack Koshanowicz, and on the mound for the Rangers, Kumar Rocker. Kumar Rocker really has had trouble getting things locked down here in his early going as a Rangers pitcher. He's got great stuff. He was phenomenal in college. He's been good coming up through the minors, but making that adjustment here at the top level has kind of proven a little bit tricky for him. So tough one here, I think, for me to back the Rangers. Can't say that I'll be putting any of my money on them today. All right. So that was our breakdown of today's MLB slate using daily sheets. Again, you can check that out and have access to full game breakdowns, top projections, cheat sheets, and first pitch information as well at sheet.today/MLB. Brings us to the best part of the pod here at the end, where we will give out our best bet of the day, our JuiceBox lock, if you will. But before I get to that, let me give you a quick reminder about how you can join Lock City. Lock City's premium Discord is available for you to join for just $5 a month. Gets you access to all 9 cappers, daily picks, and cheat sheets every day. Join at wap.com/lockcity. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at our JuiceBox lock of the day. We're going to keep it simple here and just do a 2-leg hit lay. Tyler Soderstrom to get a hit on the Athletics, and Bryce Harper to get a hit on the Phillies here. parlay those two together for plus 133. That line is available at MGM and DraftKings. If you want a little extra juice, I would say you could add Lars Nootbaar on the Cardinals for a hit as well and bring that up to 259. That would be a great three-legger for a little extra if you're looking for that. But officially, we're going to go with the two legs. Tyler Soderstrom to get a hit, Bryce Harper to get a hit. Alrighty, let's go ahead. Have a great Thursday together. Let's get back in the win column here with these JuiceBox locks. Have a great day, everybody. Trey signing off. Peace.